What's going on, guys? This is SA, otherwise known as Jason, otherwise known as the blogging rapper. Today we are going to, I'm going to show you a product review. The next series of videos here is for anyone who is trying to start a recording studio from home. If you've missed out on my little tour of my home studio, go back a few videos. There's one there. It's pretty much a general view on what my studio is and what I have. But now I'm going to go piece by piece, going over equipment, why it's relevant, and hopefully give you an idea on what to look for when you're doing your studio, your reviews. Anyway. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about a MIDI keyboard. Now, this doesn't apply if you're just looking for vocal recording. But I didn't really touch too much on this in the studio tour, so I figured I'd start with this one first. If you are a beat maker in the making, if you enjoy producing music, if you're tired of just going to other websites to get your beats, to purchase them or download free ones or whatever, and you want to start learning on your own, then you'll need a MIDI keyboard. A MIDI keyboard is pretty much like a regular keyboard, except it plugs right into the computer or your interface. Mine is actually USB, so it plugs directly into my computer. Here it is. It's actually covered up. I bought the covering separately, but I just wanted to show you how nice the wrapping is. I mean the cover. It's got a little elastic band around it. So, hang on. Let me try to figure this out. It's kind of difficult when using one hand. And it almost fell. Let me put this down for a sec. Alright. Almost there. Almost there. There you go. So much easier with two hands. I'm using my iPhone for this. Okay. Alright, so here it is, guys. Here's the beauty. Here is the delicious, the edible, not really, but the scrumptious awesomeness that is a MIDI keyboard. This here is the Axiom 49 key. It's actually an older model by 6 months maybe, because I bought it, and Axiom, well, this is actually an M-Audio Axiom 49 series. They came out with a new one like a month later after I bought this. So this isn't old. It's just, I guess, an older look, but it doesn't look dated at all. Let me go ahead and turn it on. First I gotta plug it in. Well, as I'm trying to figure this out, since I clearly didn't prepare for this review beforehand, let me just tell you some key things about this. It is a semi-weighted keyboard. So what that means is that a semi-weighted keyboard is one that when you press on the keys, there's some resistance, giving you the effect of a real keyboard. And obviously that's beneficial to you because it's for anyone who's ever played a keyboard in the past. It gives you more. It gives you more of that realistic style of playing, whereas any other kind of keyboard that's not semi-weighted will feel less authentic. And also, what semi-weighted does is that, let's say you're playing the drums, you're playing something that has pressure. Like if you hit a drum snare or something like that, it'll sound different if you hit it harder. The harder you hit it, the more power it is. If you hit it lightly, then it won't. There's a different sound, even though you hit the same object. There's a different sound to it. So when you sample like a drum kit or something like that, you'll want a semi-weighted MIDI keyboard for that exact reason. You can hit the same key, and this is my computer's still off. I mean, the keyboard's still off. You can hit the same key. If you tap it lightly, it'll make a different sound as opposed to when you hit it with more force. See what I'm saying? I cannot find where my plug-in to turn it on. and besides, I'd have to turn on my whole system. So I'm just showing you this one thing. If you want to, see videos on some of my other stuff in my office, I'll do videos for that too. But anyway, let me just go over a few more things about this keyboard since I can't get it to turn on right now. But and this is for the novices out there who don't know anything about keyboards. Okay, we have something here called pitch bend. Right here, pitch bend. It changes the pitch on a key, so it could go or either high or low depending. And then modulation. That's another cool feature. I can't explain that right now. But anyway, transpose, and you'll have like the key, the tempo, everything here. What's really cool about the M-Audio Axiom 49 keyboard that I have, reason why it's called 49 is because it has 49 keys. You can actually get a more fuller keyboard that has more keys. And there's actually a smaller one, the Axiom 25, which is the one I originally wanted. But I really like this one here. But anyway, some of the other key things about this keyboard, I keep saying key, is that for one, it has a built-in mixing station. So if you were to hook it up correctly, and by the way, these things work wonders with Pro Tools. So I think new ones actually do come with Pro Tools. So if you want to buy one of these, it will come with I think SE, which is standard edition or something. But it'll come with a version of Pro Tools, and you can hook it up to where you can do all of your mixing straight from your MIDI keyboard. That's beautiful. It means that you can do all the work on your keyboard. You get to play with your toy a little more instead of having to do it straight from the software. So that's really great. And then these things, I haven't really gotten into that, but they help with the effects. So you can essentially, like if you have gain or something like that, you can turn the gain up, you can turn the gain down. Reverb, you can turn it up, turn it down. That's essentially what these things are for. And then of course with the control aspect, with the EQ here, you can also set a track to record with your multi-track recording program like Pro Tools, or if you have GarageBand, you can set it to start recording, playback, repeat a section, fast forward and stop. And the creme de la crop, I originally was going to go for a MIDI keyboard plus an MPC. An MPC is what us hip-hop guys use to sample drum beats from. But with this thing, you actually get your own, embedded drum pads here. Okay, and cool thing is that like I have GarageBand, it automatically syncs up to whatever I'm doing, whatever instruments I'm using, and it'll put samples there, and you could change them. You got to get to know your software better. But this thing has everything for drums, for EQing, record and all that, pitch bend modulation, transpose to go from one set of keys to another, and then of course these right here, standard. And I also bought with that M Gear. This is the sustain pedal. And it just goes right down here, the sustain pedal. So if you want to hold out a note longer, the sustain pedal is your deal. Okay, so the Axiom 49, you'll have to go to maudio.com to find its current price. I got mine for about $250, I believe, and the sustain pedal I got from Best Buy at about $70. So it's a great deal. I love this thing. It feels so natural. The fact that it's semi-weighted is another key thing if you want a keyboard to work really well with your samples. Again, with the semi-weighted, that means that you could hit something light or hard and it'll register that. Okay, so for producers, that's wonderful. And it gives you the real authentic feeling of a keyboard. Now, there's one called weighted, which is a little harder to hit. And then there's one that has no resistance at all. They're just flat. Like you can see how these keys, like three-dimensional, because it's got all this on the bottom. Well, some other keyboards, they're just like really flat, and you go ba 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 ba. Those are the ones that don't have any weight at all. So I wouldn't recommend that. I'd recommend semi-weighted resistance, the feel of an authentic keyboard. All right, so hope you got something from this. This is the M Audio. Sorry I couldn't show you a live demonstration. Clearly didn't prepare for that, but I do recommend this keyboard. It is wonderful, and you would do well if you're a producer and you're trying to start something. This is definitely an entry-level keyboard that I would highly, highly recommend. M Audio has always been a favorite brand of mine, so you'll see me review a bunch of M Audio stuff. All right, this is S.A. Jason, the blogging rapper. Peace out. God bless.